Okay, so I just posted this video to one of my other accounts, Stop Victimizing Animals. It's already got almost 5,000 views in just a few hours. And what vegans need to do is let people know why you're vegan. Um, and if you're saying you're vegan for health reasons, obviously you're not really comprehending what veganism is. If you're saying you're vegan to help the planet, you're really not comprehending what veganism is. I mean, it does absolutely help the planet for you to be vegan. It absolutely does help your health to be vegan, and especially if you're sticking to a whole foods plant-based diet. But veganism is a stand against injustice, the injustice that is happening to these animals. Because what is happening to these animals to produce these products that people are consuming are so heinous that if these same things were done to humans, they would in fact be crimes of rape, kidnapping, theft, and murder. Yet these things are all legal to do to animals just over a meal. So yeah, if you claim to be pro-life and you're not vegan, you're a hypocrite. You're really not pro-life because you literally have innocent creatures sentenced to death for every single non-vegan product you consume. And that's not fair. That's not right. Nobody should have to lose their life over your taste buds. See, vegans are not asking people to choose animals over humans. We're simply asking people to choose to eat something else, choose to wear something else, choose to put some other type of makeup on your face. If you're, using makeup that either contains animal byproducts or that was tested on animals, just choose the products that do not contain any animal byproducts and are not tested on animals. Animals are being treated so horrifically, and this is all completely unnecessary. And if you're one of the few people who actually, spends the extra money, and you honestly make sure that you get meat from truly pasture-raised animals, just know that the better those animals are treated, the more they want to live. And they still end up in a slaughterhouse as a baby. Pigs are just 6 months old when they are slaughtered. They can live over 10 years. Chickens are just 6 weeks old when they are slaughtered. They can live over 7 years. Even cattle raised for beef are only 12 to 22 months old when they're slaughtered. They can live over 20 years. And if you're a vegetarian, you must know that you are still contributing to horrendous animal cruelty. I mean, the dairy industry and the egg industry is just as cruel, if not more cruel, than the meat industry. In the egg industry, at the hatcheries where all egg-laying hens come from, even the organic, free-range egg-laying hens, they cannot determine the sex of those chicks until they hatch. So upon hatching, they sort the males and they put them through a macerator, which grinds them up alive because the males obviously will never lay eggs, and they are not the same type of bird used for meat. They do not grow quick enough or big enough to be profitable for meat. So the egg industry puts them through a macerator, grinds them up alive as soon as they hatch. So if you would not support an industry that grinds up puppies alive, if you would not support an industry that grinds up kittens alive, why are you supporting the egg industry? Yeah, just for you to have eggs even. Animals are being brutalized. And those egg-laying hens themselves end up in a slaughterhouse when they can no longer produce enough eggs to be profitable. See, in nature, a hen would only lay about 1 to 2 dozen eggs per year, but they're manipulated to produce like 200 to 300 eggs per year. That puts an enormous amount of stress on their body. So by the time they're just a year and a half of age, they become spent. So they're sent to slaughter. and turned into pet food or chicken soup. And again, they can live over 7 years, but they're slaughtered at around 1.5 to 2 years of age. And in the dairy industry, unlike what most people have been fooled to believe, dairy cows do not produce milk because they're dairy cows. Dairy cows produce milk because they are mothers. Their babies are taken from them. As soon as they give birth, their babies are taken. If those industry, they're sold off to the veal industry and killed at just a few weeks of age. But even if, they're sold to the beef industry, some of them will be sold to the beef industry. Beef cattle are slaughtered between 12 to 22 months of age. They can live over 20 years. So yeah, they are still slaughtered very, very young. And the dairy cows themselves are sent to slaughter when they can no longer produce enough milk to be profitable. See, they're forced to produce like 10 times more milk than is natural. That puts an enormous amount of stress on their body. So by the time they're just about, around 5 years of age, they become spent and then they are sent to slaughter. And that's typically where your ground beef comes from, spent dairy cows. And those cows can live over 20 years, but they're killed around 5 years. There was a dairy farmer that I came across here on TikTok who was so proud of himself because he's like, oh, I keep my dairy cows for 10 years before I send them to slaughter. 10 years. They can live over 20 years, so they're still being killed at half their natural lifespan. And then these dairy farmers are so crazy. They're like, oh, we love our animals. We treat them like family. Oh, yeah, I'm sure that you send your family members to a slaughterhouse when they can no longer work and make money. So let's keep it real. Farmers do not treat their animals like family. My God, if they treated their animals like family or their family like the animals, that would be like, well, I don't want to get myself banned, but I'm just seeing a big H right now. Let's just say that much. Yeah, and that puts an enormous amount of stress on their body. Yeah, they should not be, these cows, first of all, to produce any animal product, step one in that process, the industry calls it artificial insemination. But if you look up the artificial insemination of cows, pigs, chickens, fish, bees, and you see how they collect the semen for that so-called artificial insemination process, you will see that it is in fact sexual assault and bestiality, because sexual relations between a human and an animal is in fact bestiality. So if you're a Christian, you should look up what your Bible says about bestiality. It's a sin, a major sin. And yes, I'm not even exaggerating. Farmers pay people to literally masturbate male animals. Like, for instance, in the dairy industry, they have select bulls that they masturbate. They force them to ejaculate so they could steal the semen, so they could force it into the dairy cow to impregnate her, because she has to be pregnant. Otherwise, she's not going to produce milk. Dairy cows do not produce milk because they're dairy cows. It's not an automatic thing that they do. Like, some people actually think that, oh, it's a dairy cow, that's just what they do. No, they don't produce milk because they're dairy cows. They produce milk because they are mothers. They're forcibly impregnated. Their babies are stolen from them. If those babies are a boy, like this little fellow right here, this is a male calf taken from a dairy farm. This right here is a screenshot of an undercover investigation at a slaughterhouse where they are slaughtering all the male calves taken off dairy farms. And you should check this video out. If you Google Kinder World Calf Slaughter, you'll find this video, and I dare you to watch it. It's only 2 minutes long. Just try to watch 10 seconds of this video. It's so brutal. They're like literally whipping these little baby calves around. And this monster right here, after he kills these little calves, he hangs them up and he's like, you know, like using them as a punching bag. He thinks it's a fucking joke. You know, a lot of these people who work in these slaughterhouses are literally like psycho. They get off on hurting animals. They love being able to work in a slaughterhouse because they literally get to kill and get paid for it. They literally get to kill innocent creatures and get away with it and actually get paid. But yeah, there are, you know, people who are working in the slaughter industry that are kind of like, I mean, my God, if you don't think there's human trafficking happening in this vile, disgusting industry, you're off your fucking rocker. Yeah, I mean, there are, you know, people literally being forced to work in these hellish places. But again, yeah, there's plenty of people who are just psychotic and they'll work there, you know, because they do enjoy it. I mean, in fact, the real life Hannibal Lecter is a woman from Australia. Her dream job was to work in a slaughterhouse killing animals all day. So yeah, she ended up getting a job working in a slaughterhouse, skinning and hacking animals to pieces all day long. And then what happened? She turned to humans, killing humans. She even killed her own boyfriend, skinned him, dismembered him, and served him up to his children. But thankfully, his children were out of town that day. But yeah, she was really into slaughtering animals. And then, surprise, surprise, she slaughtered humans. That was the next step because they say, I mean, it's known that people who harm animals rarely stop there. Especially the people who harm animals and they brag about it. Those types of people you really, really have to watch out for. Now, see, you know, I'll read comments from time to time, but, you know, like, look at these comments saying that I'm a liar. No, I'm not a liar. I have no reason to lie. I'm not here being paid by anybody. I'm not here trying to sell you a thing. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I have no reason to lie. But this vile, disgusting industry, this multi-billion-dollar industry, has every reason in the world to lie to you. I have no reason to lie to you. I'm not making any money being a vegan. And I'm not here trying to sell you anything, you know? I'm not here trying to sell you a thing. I'm not, you know? I'm just here because there was a time when I used to consume animal products. And it was only because I did not know better. Had I known better, I would have been vegan a lot sooner. I wish somebody would have told me the truth a lot sooner. Because I didn't go vegan until I was 42 years old. I stopped eating meat when I was like 35 after seeing, you know, slaughterhouse footage. I was like, that's just not right. But I had been so brainwashed that I thought, you know, you had to eat at least some animal products to be healthy. That's how brainwashed I was. So brainwashed that when I did finally go vegan, I actually thought I might not be able to stick with it because I thought that it was possible that I might not be able to maintain my health. But actually, my health significantly improved. Within 3 months of going vegan, the pain I endured 12 days out of every single month from endometriosis completely went away. Yeah, and then after going vegan, then I found out like a whole foods plant-based diet is literally the best diet for human health. Even from the American Institute for Cancer Research, a plant-based diet helps prevent cancer, significantly reduces your risk of many forms of cancer. If you have cancer, a plant-based diet can literally help fight it. From the American Heart Association, a plant-based diet helps reduce your risk of getting heart disease. And if you have heart disease, a plant-based diet is the only diet known to reverse it in some cases. From the National Kidney Foundation, a plant-based diet helps prevent kidney disease. And if you have kidney disease, a plant-based diet can help slow the progression. And even inflammatory bowel disease, a plant-based diet is recommended. Well, actually, 75% of the land animals are herbivores. Yeah, and some of the largest animals roaming the planet are herbivores. Elephants, rhinos, hippos, giraffes, gorillas. And then you got, panda bears. People like to say, oh, look at our canines. Look at these vicious, vicious canines. Yeah, my teeth look more like the teeth of a horse than the teeth of a lion. But yeah, just, like yesterday when I went live, I had so many people in the comment section saying, but look at our canines. And it's like, look at the canines of a panda bear. Their canines are a lot more vicious looking than our canines. But what does a panda bear eat? And you're certainly not a carnivore because, like, do you ever seriously get the urge to kill an animal when you get hungry? Yeah, there's a reason. There's a reason why no normal human ever gets the urge to kill an animal when we get hungry. Because we're actually herbivores. And just read Genesis 1:29 on the very first page of the Bible. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed to you, it shall be for meat. The Garden of Eden was vegan. Thou shalt not kill means be vegan. Romans 14:21, it is good not to eat meat. Isaiah 11:6-9, the wolf will lay with the lamb, and there will be no more harm on God's holy mountain. Like, the only time it would ever be acceptable for us to harm an animal is literally if our life is on the line. If we're being attacked or, you're literally going to die because you have nothing else to eat. You are literally in a survival situation, but you're not. You're not in a survival situation. You're just doing it because that's what you enjoy doing. That's what you were taught, that you don't know any better. And it's sad that most people think like vegan foods, like, oh, it's like just chemicals and it's like nasty. And oh God, if I went vegan, I'd have to eat all this gross, nasty food. Like, what the fuck? No, actually, I've been vegan for over 7 years. And I used to eat bacon wrapped filet mignon, porterhouse steaks, pork tenderloin, everything. And believe me, I am not missing any of that. And believe me, the foods I eat now are just as delicious, if not more delicious. I truly enjoy food so much more now than I used to. And I definitely enjoy cooking. Oh my God, I enjoy cooking so much more since being vegan. Like, it's so nice to not have to touch decaying animal body parts, like when I used to make meatloaf, I used to hate touching that. Like, even like back when I used to eat animals, yeah, I would always be grossed out about touching raw chicken and touching ground beef and all. So it's so nice to not have to deal with that nastiness anymore. And even better yet, every time I cook, the food turns out perfect. It's always consistent. It is always consistent now. Every time I make something, it's always consistent. Before, it never was consistent. Why? Because, you're cooking animals at different stages of decomposition. So no wonder why it never really ever tastes the same. Sometimes it turns out good. Sometimes it's like, what the fuck? But I don't get that anymore. So yeah, cooking is so much more enjoyable since going vegan. So like right here on this app in the search box, just put vegan recipes. I mean, at the very least, that's what you can do. I mean, the very least you can do. If you care anything at all about animals, anything at all, like, if you understand it's wrong to abuse a child, how do you not understand it's also wrong to abuse an animal? I mean, come on. I mean, at the very least you can do is just do a search for vegan recipes, and then you'll come across all kinds of TikTokers who post vegan recipes. Give some of those people a follow And I guarantee you will find tons of vegan recipes that are so easy and so delicious, and you will see that it is so easy to be vegan and that you still get to eat delicious foods that are actually much healthier and much more environmentally sustainable, and no animal has to suffer and die for it. Yeah, I love animals. They taste great. Yeah, after you season them with herbs and spices. Yeah, herbs and spices are vegan in case you don't know. Yeah, like that bacon wouldn't be so tasty if it wasn't for the added salt. Would not be tasty at all. And, you know, like KFC's secret recipe, you know, it consists of 11 herbs and spices. Herbs and spices are vegan. So that delicious flavor that everybody loves, that keeps people addicted to KFC, that's herbs and spices that you love so much. That's that flavor that you love. That comes from vegan herbs and spices. It's not the dead chicken that's so tasty. That shit's fucking nasty. And I know, because unfortunately, growing up, I wasn't vegan because I was tricked into eating animals. So yeah, I was tricked into eating KFC. But yeah, I did like the flavor. But most of the time, the chicken itself was pretty fucking nasty. I mean, you're literally eating an animal that marinates for 6 months, or sorry, for 6 weeks. The pigs are kept for 6 months. The chickens are kept for 6 weeks. These chickens are bred to grow so fast and so large that by the time they're just 6 weeks old, they're ready to be slaughtered. They look like they're full grown. They look like they're adult birds, but they're not. They're babies. They're just 6 weeks. And like this bird right here can't even stand up. This happens all the time to these birds. They grow so fast and so quick that some of these birds end up becoming crippled, like this bird right here. Can't even stand up. This clearly is animal abuse. And you will see birds like this just about on any farm where they're raising chicken. And there was even a TikToker who was on here saying, you know, she raises Cornish hens, and she was saying how she slaughters her chickens at 8 weeks old because if they lived to be 10 weeks old, they would be crippled. So she even flat out said it. She said it. If these birds so she was literally acting like she was doing these birds a favor by slaughtering them at 8 weeks old, because she even said herself that if those birds lived to be 10 weeks, they would become crippled. How is that fucking not animal abuse? To raise an animal to grow so fast and so large that they become crippled as babies. I wish I would have saved that video, because I think that was on my other account that got banned. But talking about getting banned, let me just say that I am so happy Facebook banned me. I am so happy. Thank you, Facebook. That was like the best thing that you could have ever done for me, banning me from that fucking stupid app. Because, you know, I was on Facebook for probably like over 3 years, posting all day, like every day. I would at least post one video. And after about 3 years of being on Facebook, promoting animal rights, I only had like 1 or 2 videos, or I shouldn't say videos, but 1 or 2 posts that got like 1,200 views. Well, here on TikTok, I get 1,200 views all the fucking time. And as a matter of fact, I just posted this video on my other account. My other account, Stop Victimizing Animals. I just posted this video with clips from the film Dominion, and it already has almost 5,000 views in just a few fucking hours. A few fucking hours, and I have almost 5,000 views. And there was actually another video that I had on another account. It had over 1 million views, 1.3 million views. And you wouldn't believe all the people in the comment section saying that after seeing the video, they want to go vegan. Oh, please help me. I want to go vegan. What tips can you give me? Unfortunately, the video was taken down, and it shouldn't have been. It was taken down for containing violent and graphic content, but there was nothing violent or graphic about it. It did not show the slaughter of the animals. It just simply showed them, like here, turning away, like they were about to be slaughtered. Something very violent and very graphic was about to happen to them, but it, like, they were literally like turning around and like running out of the slaughterhouse. So it was actually a happy video. Like, look at these animals escaping slaughter, you know. There was nothing violent or graphic about it, and it got removed. And I appealed it, and that was back in June, and TikTok hasn't replied back yet. So it's still an appeal status. And that's the only video that I've gotten over 1 million views on. And it was so awesome at first, because I'm like, oh my God, now like all the other videos that I had posted previously, 14,000 views, 25,000 views, 30,000 views, like every video before that suddenly had a whole bunch of views too. And I'm like, oh great, so now hopefully every time I post another video, I'll get tens of thousands of views too. But because that one got removed, now I only get like 150. I'm like, that's fucking bullshit. That, you know, the more people we can reach with the truth, the more people will go vegan. So I wish TikTok would stop unjustly taking down our content, because, you know, they're literally just, you know, they're just on the side of those who are victimizing these animals. This is evil. What's happening to these animals is evil. So it's like, what side are you on? Are you on the side of good or on the side of evil? This is evil. You're not going to find slaughterhouses in heaven. If there is a heaven. If there is a heaven, if there is a hell, yes, slaughterhouses you're most likely going to find in hell. You would never find in heaven. You would have to be insane. If God is good, how in the fuck is a slaughterhouse a good thing? How is this a holy thing? This is so evil and demonic. It's so freaky how, like, the devil, and I don't know if devil, like I said, I really don't believe devils exist, but I do know that evil exists. Evil does exist. So when I'm talking about the devil, I'm just talking about evil. If I'm talking about God, I'm just simply talking about good, doing what's good. Evil really has like a hold, a really good hold of so many people's souls. Because I just can't believe all of the people, like all day long, who will say, but God put animals here for us to eat. It's perfectly fine. It says so in the Bible. I'm like, that's the devil that got a hold of you. That's evil. That's evil that has a hold on you, to where you're like, no, it's perfectly fine to slaughter these innocent animals for a meal, you know, because God, this sky daddy said it's okay. But God is so nice and compassionate and all this stuff. But no, he totally, no, that's okay. No, don't listen to none of that compassionate, good, kind stuff when it comes to our food. Yeah, that shit all goes out the window. The compassionate, oh no, wait, I got that wrong. Because no, you can't compassionately kill an animal. Yeah, humane slaughter. What the fuck am I thinking? Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, that thing called humane slaughter. Yeah, like you can kindly just chop someone's fucking head off because you want to eat them. Oh, my God. Like, come on, people. Come on. Like, try to use your brain a little bit. Try just a little bit. Try to use your brain just a little bit. There's no nice way to kill somebody just because you want to fucking feast on their flesh for a few minutes. That's like so psychotic and so crazy. I mean, come on. Wake up. Jesus ate meat. Like, okay, so you know Jesus, and do you understand that man wrote the Bible? Many men, and not just one. We're talking about many freaking men, okay? Man, a human being, not a God, not Jesus. A fucking man wrote the damn Bible. And there's all kinds of different versions. Like it says one thing in one Bible, another thing in another Bible. And it's like people just pick and choose. People just pick and choose. Like, what parts of the Bible they want to focus on. And it's so interesting that when it comes to these animals, everybody wants to focus on like, oh, Genesis 9:3. I get that a lot. Where in my husband's Bible, it says, everything that moveth shall be food for you. Animals are not motherfucking things. Animals are not things. And in case you don't realize, humans are animals. So I don't know what the fuck, these people got to go off on this. Oh, but look at Genesis 9:3. Yeah, God gave us every creature that moveth shall be food for us. Oh, okay, so I guess we should be eating panda bears and koala bears and tarantulas and cobras and cockroaches and worms. Because, these people want to say, Genesis 9:3, God gave us every creature to be food for us. And it's like, okay, stop talking fucking crazy. Use your head for a minute and focus on compassion. Focus on being kind. Focus on being good. It is not good to chop someone's head off. That is not a good thing. That is not a good thing. Chopping someone's head off is not a good thing, but you literally have an innocent creature's head chopped off for every non-vegan product you consume. That is evil, okay? That is evil. 1000% evil. All you have to do to determine if something is right or wrong is determine if you want that same thing done to you. And if you took these animals out of these farms, out of these slaughterhouses, put humans in their place, you would clearly understand these would be acts of rape, kidnapping, theft, and murder. Well, we could get a lot of products from a single human, because again, humans are animals. So if you want to use animals but it's okay because, we use every part of them. We don't waste anything except their life. You waste their life. Isn't life supposed to be like the most important thing? Is your life not important to you? Is your life like not the most important thing to you? I mean, it's just totally bizarre how everybody just loses their brain function when they come across, vegans here on TikTok. They can't even, they can't even rationalize anymore when it comes to their food choices because they're like, damn, these vegans aren't going to make me change my ways. But it's literally the best thing you can do, not just for these animals, but for your own health. And it's the best thing you can do to help save the planet. Now, again, veganism isn't about the planet. Veganism isn't about your health, okay? It's just that when you go vegan, you do get benefits from doing so. So why not go vegan? Unless you are literally so gung-ho about having the heads of animals chopped off, about having little babies stolen from their mothers so you can consume their baby food. I just don't understand why people won't go vegan. It makes absolutely no motherfucking sense to me at all. Literally, you still get to eat delicious foods. And the foods that you eat when you're a vegan are much, much healthier, especially if you're sticking to a whole foods plant-based diet or as close to a whole foods plant-based diet as possible. And believe me, there's lots and lots of delicious vegan food. And it's the best thing you can do for your health. It's the best thing you can do even for the planet. Let me pull this up. And like I said, I would like to focus on the victims here, I would like to keep the focus on the victims, but I understand there are just people out there who really just don't give a fuck. They really have it in their head that God put animals here for us to eat, so yeah, it's okay, and you're never going to convince me that it's not okay. Even though step one in the process of producing these animals is they masturbate the male animals to force them to ejaculate, to steal their semen, to force it into the females, to force them to reproduce. So yeah, your meat, your dairy, your egg products have nothing to do with God. Everything to do with bestiality, though. Everything to do with sexual assault, though. Baby stealing, baby killing, yeah, nothing to do with God. in all reality. But just so I can, if you don't give a fuck about animals, but you do care about the planet, okay, well, here you go. This is from Oxford University. Researchers at Oxford University did an extensive study of over 40,000 farms and concluded that animal agriculture is so environmentally destructive, going vegan is the best way to save the planet, and that if the world went vegan, land totaling the size of Africa could be freed up. Let me read this to you. We face three epoch-defining environmental problems: climate, extinction, and pestilence. Our climate is changing in ways that will have serious consequences for humans, and it may even profoundly affect the ability of the planet to support life. All around us, other species are disappearing at a rate between several hundred and several thousand times the normal background rate of extinction. The COVID virus, which has wreaked social and economic havoc, is merely the latest model of a blossoming production line of newly emerging infectious diseases, many of which have the potential to be far worse. At the heart of these problems lies an ancient habit: eating animals. This habit is the most significant driver of species extinction and of newly emerging infectious diseases, and one of the most important drivers of climate change. This is a habit we can no longer afford to indulge. So just for this alone, animal agriculture should be banned. I mean, what? Screenshots. Okay, so this is from Harvard Environmental Law Review. A leading cause of everything. One industry that is destroying our planet and our ability to thrive on it: climate change, ocean dead zones, fisheries depletion, species extinction, deforestation, world hunger, food safety, heart disease, obesity, diabetes. The list goes on. There is one issue at the heart of all of these global problems that is too often overlooked by private individuals and policymakers alike: our demand for and reliance on animal products. We can take a substantial step towards addressing all of these problems simultaneously through reducing or eliminating our reliance on meat and dairy. And even Albert Einstein knew nothing will benefit human health and increase the chances for survival of life on Earth as much as the evolution to a vegetarian diet. And no, eggs do not come from vegetation, and dairy products do not come from vegetation. So he's talking about a whole foods plant-based diet. And here we go again. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. Every moving thing. Animals are not things. And in case you don't know, humans are animals. So should we be able to eat animal or humans too? And when you're saying, oh, but we can just eat any animal, like, should we be eating panda bears and koala bears and zebras and hippos and rhinos and tarantulas and cobras and cockroaches and worms and fleas? I mean, my God, you're saying everything that moveth is meat for us. I mean, get real. Get real. Yeah, well, there's plant-based chicken. Plant-based chicken actually tastes better. See, I'm going to be going to a veg fest in a few weeks. And I'll do a live when I go. And yeah, they're going to have a food truck that makes vegan fried chicken from oyster mushrooms. And let me tell you, that vegan fried chicken is the best chicken. Even better than KFC. Yeah, because the KFC has really good flavor, but the chicken itself is really fucking nasty. It's really fucking nasty. Yeah, why is that? These chickens, look at this, are raised in overcrowded shit-filled sheds. And they are manipulated. They are forced to grow so large and so fast that by the time they're 6 weeks old, some of these birds end up becoming crippled because their bodies can't hold up the weight, because they're forced to grow so abnormally large and fast. A lot of these birds end up becoming crippled. There was even a TikToker on this app who raises Cornish hens, and she was saying how she kills her chickens at 8 weeks of age, because she even stated that if those birds lived to be 10 weeks, they'd all be crippled. So she just flat out admitted, like, this is animal abuse. How is it not abusive to intentionally breed an animal to grow so fast and so large they literally become crippled as babies? Please, people, if you're against animal cruelty, you absolutely need to go vegan. And there is absolutely no right way to do the wrong thing. Don't think, oh, but I'll just raise my own birds and I'll make sure they're taken really good care of. Treating someone nice before you kill and eat them is not nice. It's not humane. It's motherfucking psychotic. It is psychotic. I'm like literally like ready to flip my shit here, because I can't believe I am living in a world filled with people all around me who literally think it's okay to abuse animals, to chop their fucking heads off over a damn meal. And here we are in a time where people should so easily be able to understand we do not need to eat animal products to be healthy. I mean, right there at your fingertips. Now, maybe 20 years ago, people didn't readily have this information right there for them, but you all do. It's right there at your fingertips. So if you think I'm like lying or exaggerating when I'm saying a whole foods plant-based diet is the best diet for human health, it is so awesome. It can even reduce your risk of getting cancer and heart disease and kidney disease and cerebrovascular disease and Parkinson's disease and inflammatory bowel disease and causing future pandemics. And you're like, this bitch is off her rocker. She's just talking nonsense. No, they're right there at your fingertips. You can do searches and you can see the research that's done on this. You can see what is stated on the American Institute for Cancer Research's webpage. And since I know nobody's going to look it up because you all want to think I'm crazy, so you're not going to. And from the American Institute for Cancer Research, a plant-based diet filled with vegetables, fruits, whole grains, beans, and other plant foods helps lower the risk of many cancers. And if you have cancer, a plant-based diet, they have a list right here. If you look this up, American Institute for Cancer Research's list of foods that fight cancer, you'll see the full list. Plant-based foods. There's no meat, no dairy, no eggs, not even any seafood items on this list of foods that fight cancer. What is on this list is fruits, vegetables, berries, beans, grains, legumes, nuts, seeds. Even soy is on this list of foods that helps fight cancer. And the soy that is used in the plant-based meat alternatives, the soy that is used to make tofu, is the GMO-free soy. The genetically modified soy is what they feed livestock with. That's the soy I would stay away from. That's the soy I do not trust to eat, the GMO soy. And this is from the Mayo Clinic, right up there. You can see it, Mayo Clinic. Researchers asked nearly 70,000 volunteers about their diets, then tracked them over time. They found lower cancer rates among people who didn't eat meat at all. In fact, vegans, those who don't eat any animal products, including fish, dairy, or eggs, appear to have the lowest rates of cancer of any diet. How could anybody not want to be vegan? And I'm not even exaggerating. And this is from the National Kidney Foundation regarding plant-based diets. Eating more plant-based foods such as vegetables and grains in place of animal-based foods such as red meat may help prevent and slow the progression of chronic kidney disease. Yeah, so heart disease, cancer, kidney disease, type 2 diabetes. I mean, these are like the most common, the most costly, and the most deadly diseases. Heart disease is the leading cause of death. Heart disease is the leading cause of death around the globe. From the American Heart Association, whether you're considering eating less meat or giving it up entirely, the benefits are clear. Less risk of disease and improved health and well-being. Specifically, less meat decreases the risk of heart disease, stroke, obesity, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, and many cancers. So the more meat you eat, the more risk you have of all of these very common and very deadly diseases, even kidney disease, which isn't listed here. The less meat you eat, the less risk you have of all of these very common and very deadly diseases, even kidney disease. So it literally makes no sense to not be vegan. I mean, at the very least you can do is just start trying some plant-based products, some plant-based recipes right here on TikTok. If you do a search in the search box for vegan recipes, plant-based recipes, you will come across endless recipes, endless vegan recipes. Hundreds of TikTokers who post vegan recipes. Give some of those people a follow, and I guarantee you will come across so many very easy, very delicious vegan recipes. And you'll see it's so easy to be vegan. Yeah, because like, I'll be honest, I was hesitant to go vegan at first. I remember when the first vegan restaurant opened in my town, and I was kind of like, you know, I think vegans are awesome and all that, but Loving Hut, I don't know, probably weird, expensive food. But one day I went in there and I'm like, the first thing I tried, it was like, oh, this is all right. Went back and it was like, yeah, some of these other meals really, really good. And like, I like just about everything on their menu. And the only thing I regret about going vegan is that I didn't do it a hell of a lot sooner. Yeah, and I'll say the same things over and over again because a lot of these people come on for like 1 or 2 minutes And some, so I got to try to get this message out to as many people as possible. So yeah, I will come back every day and I will just basically say the same things over and over again because new people are coming on this app every day. And a lot of people who listen to my spiel, a lot of people are just going to a state of denial. They don't want to believe what I'm saying is true. So a lot of people will call me a liar. So what has to happen is these people need to hear this because they're so conditioned to thinking they have to eat animal products to be healthy. When they hear me saying, like, even when I bring up from the American Heart Association, a plant, eating less meat or even completely eliminating meat literally can help reduce your risk of all of these very common, very deadly diseases. They completely just shut down. They don't want to fucking hear it. They don't want to fucking believe it. And they want to continue on paying people to torture and kill innocent creatures. So yeah, I'll keep coming back because I know for some people, they'll start to wake up. It might be like a slow process where they have to hear this over and over again. And then each time they hear it, it sinks in a little bit more and a little bit more. And then all of a sudden it clicks. All of a sudden a light bulb goes off and they're like I was like, why the fuck didn't I go vegan sooner? Because that's the only thing I regret. And that's what a lot of vegans will tell you. It's like their only regret about going vegan is that they didn't do it sooner. How do I think my ancestors survived? Well, first of all, I really don't give a fuck about my ancestors. I really don't. Really don't. Okay? I'm not one of those people. Don't give a fuck. Okay? But I guarantee my ancestors weren't jacking off animals, forcing them to come, taking their semen, forcing that semen into female animals to impregnate them, to steal their babies from them, to keep those babies in overcrowded, shit-filled sheds for months in such filthy, disgusting conditions they had to be given antibiotics to keep them alive long enough to make it to the slaughterhouse. I can guarantee you that. We have never been so barbaric in our treatment of animals as we are now in the 21st century. So again, I really don't give a fuck what my ancestors did. Okay, I have a brain of my own. I can think for myself. And I can clearly see, like, killing animals, even if you try to, like, even if you go hunting and shoot an animal down, that's some pretty fucked up shit. It's completely unnecessary, and it's some pretty fucked up shit. Because that would be like me going into the woods and just shooting a human, hiker, enjoying their day, minding their own fucking business, not doing anything wrong to anybody, and me just, like, gunning them down. That's pretty violent and cruel and evil. And just the same, like if I was to do that to an animal, just an animal minding their own business, enjoying their day, not hurting anyone, and just gun that animal down, that's the same cruel, violent, and evil act as killing a human. Thou shalt not kill. It doesn't say thou shalt not kill your fellow man. It does not say that. It says thou shalt not kill, period. Thou shalt not kill. You're not in a survival situation. Now, and again, in a survival situation, okay, it's still violent and cruel to kill an animal. But yeah, that would be understandable. Because if it's like your life or their life, I can understand why you would choose your life over the animal's life. You're not in that fucking situation. I'm not asking you to choose an animal's life over your life. I'm simply asking you to choose something plant-based to eat instead of taking an animal's life. And something plant-based is going to be much, much healthier for you. I don't know how much more evidence I have to present to you. I think I pretty much made it clear that a plant-based diet is extremely healthy, if you're sticking especially to whole plant-based foods. So I just don't know why people are so gung-ho about killing animals. It's just weird. It's just weird. It's like just evil just has a hold of people. Just has like such a tight grip on people that they can't even think straight. And they want to use like the most ridiculous excuses. High protein need to release vitamins, minerals, and stomach. Keep colon healthy. Oh my God. Yeah, you can get most people consume too much protein, and you can get all the protein you need on a plant-based diet. Kendrick Ferris is vegan, and he is the only man from the United States to have made the Rio Olympics in weightlifting. And he's vegan. And yeah, if you're worried about your colon health, okay, this is what's so funny about it. Like, oh, my colon health. Oh, I'm so worried about my colon health. Then you should absolutely be vegan. Eating animals literally increases your risk of colon cancer. Yeah, a whole foods plant-based diet is the best diet for your gut bacteria. Helps to feed your gut bacteria, your good gut bacteria. I mean, I've literally, before going vegan, I mean, I really don't want, talk about my, bowel movements and stuff, but it was between like constipation and diarrhea constantly. I barely ever, for years and years and years, barely ever had like a solid bowel movement, especially a bowel movement where I wiped and the toilet paper stayed white. That would be like, wow, why doesn't this happen like all the time? Like, wipe my butt and the toilet paper stays white. That happens almost all the time now on a vegan diet, except maybe when I eat chocolate. I guess maybe the caffeine or something does something, but most of the time I wipe, it's clean. The toilet paper literally stays white. So yeah, I use a lot less toilet paper since going vegan. Never have constipation anymore. Sometimes I used to sit on the toilet for a fucking half an hour back when I used to eat animal products. That doesn't happen no more because I'm getting plenty of fiber in my diet. Fiber is what feeds your good gut bacteria. And yeah, that does amazing things for your overall health and even your mental health. And I hardly ever have diarrhea anymore. And I used to have that, like I said, it was either between constipation and diarrhea. And like I said, I don't really talk about that kind of thing, but hey, that's what we all do every day. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are having issues with constipation, issues with diarrhea. Those issues most likely have a lot to do with you not being vegan. All those dead animal carcasses you're stuffing down your throat, not good for you. Dairy products going to cause you a lot of, most people cannot digest dairy products properly. Why? Not because you're lactose intolerant, because you're not a baby cow. That's why most people cannot digest cow's milk without having issues, digestive issues. Whether it's a tummy ache or diarrhea or constipation. Yeah, well, like, again, I don't know what the fuck my ancestors ate. I mean, what did my ancestors... Oh, so you know what my ancestors ate. Don't think you do. Can't prove that they even ate meat. But again, even if they did, they weren't living in a time where they had a fucking Whole Foods 2 miles away where, they can get like 5,800 different plant-based products, What about B12? What about B12? Do you ever wonder what about B12 when it comes to the animals that you eat? Like where do they get their B12? Where do the animals that you eat get their B12? Yeah, most B12 supplements produced are in fact given to livestock. That is how the animals you eat get their B12, through a supplement. So yeah, it makes a lot more sense just to take a supplement directly instead of giving it to an animal and then torturing that animal, forcing that animal screaming into a slaughterhouse just to feast on their flesh for a few minutes to get your B12. And in the process, you're literally increasing your risk of heart disease, stroke, obesity, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, many cancers, and even kidney disease, and even causing another pandemic like bird flu, swine flu, mad cow disease, Ebola, and destroying the planet in the process. Because animal agriculture is destroying the planet, in case you don't know. It is the leading cause of deforestation, species extinction, water pollution, water depletion, ocean dead zones, fisheries depletion, ocean plastics, pandemics, world hunger, and climate change. Every single second of every single day, roughly an acre of land is cleared. And it is mainly cleared to graze and grow food for livestock. Most of the fires in the Amazon are intentionally set because it's a quick and easy way to clear the land to graze cattle and grow food for livestock. Animal agriculture is the leading cause of the sixth mass extinction event that is now unfolding. Climate change, global warming, BS. Okay, no, it's not BS. It's absolutely not. The CO2 in the atmosphere, since I can't really see, this is so small, but this is like, we're talking, I think like hundreds of thousands of years, this graph right here from NASA. And see how it's pretty much up and down, but it never goes above that line there. And then right here, 1950 to present day, look at how it shoots up above that line that it never, throughout history, never went above. And see how it shoots straight the fuck up after 1950. What else happened around 1950? Let's see. Human population growth. Look at it. Pretty much steady, slowly, very slowly growing over time. Around 1950, what happens? Just like the CO2 level, the human population shoots straight the fuck up. Don't tell me there's no such thing as human-caused climate change. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. There is climate change taking place. And the main cause is animal agriculture. Animal agriculture. And I've even shown you from Harvard, from Oxford, even Albert Einstein was like, we need to be on a vegetarian diet to help save the planet. Vegetarian meaning vegan, because vegan wasn't a common term back then. The word vegan wasn't coined until like the early 40s. And I think, when did Einstein die? Like in the late 40s. So that was like a new term. So a vegetarian diet was the term that they would use for a whole foods plant-based diet, or a plant-based diet back then. So when Albert Einstein was saying we need to switch to a vegetarian diet, yeah, he was talking about a plant-based diet, a vegan diet, and because of this shit. Because the earth can't sustain tens of billions of animals. They require a lot of land, a lot of water resources. These animals produce a lot of waste. Here in the United States, every single minute, livestock produce 7 million pounds of manure per minute. So in 10 minutes, that is 70 million pounds of manure in just 10 minutes. How many humans are here in the United States? I don't think it's yet 400 million. So yeah, pretty much in what, like 7 hours, we're already at like 400 million pounds of manure from livestock in just a few hours. You'd have easily 1 pound of manure per human in the United States within just a few hours. There's no way on earth we could ever use that much manure to fertilize anything. For these people who are like, oh, but we use that as fertilizer. We need that. No, we don't. Absolutely not. These animals produce so much waste, and most of this excrement ends up in the rivers, which lead to the oceans, which leads to ocean dead zones. And methane. Methane is a lot more powerful at heating up the atmosphere than CO2. And again, here in the United States, every minute, livestock produce 7 million pounds of manure per minute, which is like 130 times more excrement than the entire US population of humans produce each minute. And we can use, and we do use in some cases, human waste for fertilizer. We certainly do not need cow manure for fertilizer. And maybe that's where like the E. coli outbreaks are coming from. It's not coming from your romaine lettuce. Lettuce doesn't fucking shit. E. coli comes from shit. So maybe it's the cow manure that's causing these E. coli outbreaks. Yeah, well, I'll block you if you're going to report me. Yeah, it's just weird. My cat is sleeping right now. It's up there on the top of the bookshelf sleeping. Yeah, the cows are killing us because, farmers keep on sexually assaulting these animals, forcing them to reproduce. These animals aren't like wild animals, you know? The farmers are sexually abusing these animals and mass, producing meat with like tens of billions of animals. Right now, there are tens of billions of animals that were literally force bred into existence. Like, we're talking sexual abuse. They take male animals, they masturbate them until they ejaculate to get their semen, to force it into the females, to force them to reproduce, to make the baby animals that they raise for their flesh, and to make the chickens, the hens that they used for eggs. Okay, that's just creepy. Well, I should be signing off because it's almost 11. I still got other things to do. But it's hard for me. It's really hard for me to stop advocating for the animals because right now, like I just said, there are 10 very moments suffering. I think it's about like 20 billion chickens right now around the globe. 20 billion chickens right at this very moment in overcrowded, shit-filled sheds. Some of these chickens right at this very moment are literally dying on shit-covered floors. A lot of these birds, if we're talking 20 billion chickens right now being raised for their flesh, right at this very moment, 20 billion. I guarantee you at least a few thousand, a few tens of thousands of chickens right at this very moment are like this bird here. Cannot fucking move because they're crippled, because they're forced to grow so large and so fast that their bodies can't withstand the weight. So right now, at this very moment, we're talking thousands, probably tens of, maybe even hundreds of thousands of birds, just like this bird right here, on a shit-covered floor in a dirty, filthy, dark shed, not able to move. Not able to move. Pigs, same thing. Think these pigs are any better? Yeah, they're also kept in overcrowded, shit-filled sheds, and a lot of these pigs, I think right now there are about 3 billion pigs right now being raised for their flesh. 3 billion pigs. I guarantee there's at least a few thousands, probably tens of thousands of pigs right at this very moment that are sick, that are laying on these shit-covered floors in these overcrowded industrial sheds, suffering, in pain, left there to die a slow death. Baby pigs, little piglets. I guarantee right now, thousands, if not tens of thousands of them right at this very minute. Tomorrow morning, what's going to happen? Workers are going to go through these shit-filled sheds, and they're going to take those little piglets, not these ones are a little larger, but the smaller piglets that are sick, Tomorrow morning, there's going to be thousands of little piglets that they're going to bash against the floor to kill them, or smash into the walls to kill them, because that's completely legal. Blunt force trauma, completely legal, because it's a cost-effective way for the farmers to dispose of sick animals so that they don't have to lose any money having a vet come in and treat those sick animals, or come in and euthanize those sick animals. So they literally slam the little baby piglets off these disgusting shit-filled floors, or smash them into the walls to kill them. Or they just let them lay there and die a slow death and then throw them in the trash. And like I said, right now we're talking tens of billions of animals being raised for their flesh and secretions. And most of these animals, like probably 99% of these animals, close to 99% of these animals, living in pure fucking hell. I don't understand how anybody can come here literally sells you fucking products that make you sick. Yet you still want to fund this industry. You still want to come here with your stupid little comments advocating for animal abusers, advocating for those who are victimizing these animals. These animals are not food. These animals are victims. And even if you don't care about the animals, even if you really are so soulless that you think these animals are soulless, look at the filth these animals are forced to live in. They literally live in shit-filled sheds. They're covered with shit. They marinate in shit. For 6 months, these pigs live like this. Then you put their deceased remains in your mouth and you call me crazy? You call me crazy. And when I've literally over and over and over again proved to you bacon and sausage is carcinogenic and it clogs up your arteries, and maybe that's the problem here, because you're all eating animal products. You're all eating these products that literally contain saturated fats and cholesterol, which they're known to clog up your arteries, impeding blood flow to your organs like your heart and your brain. So yeah, no wonder why most people can't really comprehend what I'm telling them. Because you're not getting enough blood to your brain, blood flow to your brain. You're not getting enough oxygen to be able, to think clearly. Your brain's not functioning properly because you're not getting enough oxygen to it. Now, I'm not debating anybody. Just like I would not debate somebody who was a child abuser. Like if they wanted to like debate me that, yeah, no, it's okay to abuse children. Yeah. No, I'm not going to waste my time with someone who wants to try to convince me that it's okay to abuse animals. It's not. Jesus Christ. It's like, what do I got to do? What do I got to do to get through? Yeah, I would have to be a complete lunatic to know what I know and not be vegan. And to know what I know and keep my mouth shut. To keep my mouth shut. There's no way in hell I could ever keep my mouth shut knowing what I know. I know the truth. I know how evil this industry is. I know how environmentally destructive this industry is. And I know thousands of people literally dropping dead prematurely by the thousands each day. And they don't realize a lot of these diseases that's killing people off every day, linked to the consumption of these animals. Animals are kept in humane ways until they are killed. Does that look very humane to you? And again, okay, for maybe the 1% of animals that are truly pasture raised, actually get to live out in an open field and get to feel the sunshine beating down on them, get to breathe fresh air, you know, which is, like I said, if you buy meat from a truly pasture-raised animal, that meat is going to be extremely costly. Free range just means that the animals are not kept in cages. That is all free range means, is that they're not kept in cages. That's why free range meat isn't that much more costly. It's a little more pricey, but not that much pricey. More pricey. Meat from a truly pasture-raised animal is going to be very costly because land costs a lot of money. Okay, so that's how you really know if you're getting, like, you know, if you're just paying a few dollars more, you know, it's definitely not pasture-raised. If you're paying, like, you know, like if you're getting a $15 steak, but there's this other steak that's like $60, yeah, the $60 steak might be the one coming from a truly grass-fed animal. Because most cows, in case you don't know, are on feedlots. Feedlots aren't that much better than these shit-filled sheds. I mean, you should see these feedlots that, I mean, I seen a TV program where this farmer was literally knee deep on a feedlot with their cows, knee deep in fucking shit. The cows, knee deep in fucking shit. I'm like, how is this even on national TV? Like, this is just a regular TV program about a cattle rancher and her cows. And it's like, what the fuck? This is like animal abuse. This should be reported. But it's like on national TV and everybody's like, oh, look at her and her cattle. Wow. Huh? It's like, and I'm like, wait, this cow's like literally in 2 foot deep shit. Holy shit is this, you know? But anyway, even for a truly pasture-raised animal that is out in an open field, breathing fresh air, the better those animals are treated, the more they want to live. It's not humane. It is not humane to treat someone good and then kill them and eat them. That's not humane. That's psychotic. That is psychotic. That is crazy. To think that you can treat someone nice before you kill and eat them. That's psychotic. That's not humane treatment. The better those animals are treated, the more they want to live. And you're literally betraying them. You're literally fooling them to think, you know, they're being fooled into thinking that these humans that are supposedly taking care of them are their friend, are there to help them, to protect them, to take care of them. And then they completely fucking betray them and send them off to a slaughterhouse to be hacked to pieces. How evil. How fucking evil. No, 90%, that is such bullshit. That is such bullshit. Okay, this person's going to be blocked because that is such bullshit. And even if that was true, okay, even if 90% of animals were on family-raised farms that literally treated their animals really good, they lived in good conditions, they got to like play in a field all day. Again, the better those animals are treated, the more they want to live. And they're all still slaughtered as babies. Pigs are slaughtered at 6 months of age. They can live over 10 years. Whether these pigs are going to be a pasture-raised pig or not, they're still going to be slaughtered at around 6 months of age. They can live over 10 years. Same thing with chickens. Chickens are slaughtered at 6 weeks of age. They can live over 7 years. Whether you're getting a factory farm chicken, which is where most chicken comes from, or you pay like 10 times the price and get yourself a truly pasture-raised chicken, meat from a truly pasture-raised chicken, they're still going to be slaughtered at around 6 weeks of age when they can live over 7 years. Abortion. Oh my God. Here we go. Another hypocrite. Another motherfucking hypocrite. Yeah, I have never been pregnant. I do not perform abortions. I don't pay people to perform abortions. I have nothing to do. So I don't know why the fuck you're bringing up that, because I have nothing to do with abortion. But you, if you're not vegan, you literally eat babies. Morning, noon, and night. Yeah, at least when a person has an abortion, that's like a one-time thing. Typically, like a one-time thing. When someone has an abortion, that's typically like a one-time thing. And those fetuses are not sentient, okay? They're not sentient. These animals are sentient. Just go stand outside of a pig slaughterhouse. Listen. You don't even have to go inside to see the horror taking place. Just listen. Listen to them screaming for their lives. They don't go into those slaughterhouses willingly, but you force these animals to die morning, noon, and night for your taste buds. Then you want to bring up abortion? You're a fucking hypocrite. Sit down, shut up. You have no place. If you're not vegan, you have absolutely no right to talk about abortion. No right to say that you're fucking pro-life, because you're not. You are pro-death. Morning, noon, and night. Morning, noon, and night. That's all you do. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill, kill. Chop the heads off of baby animals all day, all night. Again, at least a person that has an abortion, that typically is like a one-time thing. I guarantee most women are not using abortion as fucking birth control. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. There's a very good reason, and it's none of your fucking business, though. Like, if you truly believe in God, like, why aren't you mad at your God when a woman has a miscarriage? When a woman who really wants to have a baby has a miscarriage? Why aren't you mad at your God when a woman... More pregnancies end in miscarriages than in abortion. Why are you not mad at your fucking God for making these women? Because, you know, God is all powerful and these women really want to have a baby. My sister was pregnant with twins and she lost both of them. And she wanted to have those babies. She was excited and she lost both of them. She knew she lost the one, and then she was like, you know, she thought she was at least going to be able to carry the other one, and the other fetus dead. Both of them dead. And she really wanted to have a baby. Why aren't you mad at God for that? For all these women who really want babies? It's like, just mind your own fucking business, because you can't comprehend what the fuck this world is even about. I mean, if you truly are concerned about life, like, yeah, life is the most precious gift. And all you do is take the life from these animals. Take their life morning, noon, and night. And then you're worried about someone having an abortion, a fetus, an undeveloped fetus. Do you get upset when they, you know, a guy flushes a load down the toilet? Does that, oh my God, look at all those little babies that could have been being flushed down the toilet in one shot. Does that make you cry? But this doesn't affect you at all. And not only that, you want to be a part of this. You want to be a part of this. You want these animals to have their fucking heads chopped off all day, every day, because of your taste buds, because it tastes good. Even though it gives you fucking colon cancer, breast cancer, heart disease, kidney disease, causing swine flu. I mean, it's just craziness. And what I really think, you know, for all these people who want to continue to consume animal products, you should have to spend a day, a 24-hour period with these victims of yours. You should have to go sit in these sheds, these shit-filled sheds, for these pigs are forced to live in these shit-filled sheds for 6 months. You should at least have to spend a 24-hour period with these pigs, and, you know, with the chickens, with your chicken victims, with these chickens too, and smell what they smell, hear what they hear, see what they see, have to sleep on this shit-filled floor like they do, and then get back to me and tell me that this is okay, that no, there's nothing wrong with doing this to these animals. Because, you know, chicken, even though, you know, there's plant-based meat alternatives to everything. And yeah, if you actually think killing off the dairy cows. Yeah, you should have to go to a slaughterhouse like this and kill these little babies yourself, since you think there's nothing wrong with consuming dairy products. Because in case you do not know, dairy cows, well, they don't produce milk because they're dairy cows, okay? They produce milk because they are mothers. That milk is food for their babies, but their babies are stolen from them. If those babies are boys, like this little fellow, they are killed. On some farms, they will kill those male calves right away because the dairy farmers have no use for the males. But typically what happens to the male calves is they send them to veal farmers. The veal farmers send them to the slaughterhouse at just a few weeks of age. But even if these little male calves, if the Iowa dairy farmer, sends his little male calves to a beef farmer, which I would like somebody to do an investigation. Let's find out where the Iowa dairy farmer is sending his male calves. Is he sending these calves to the beef industry, or is he selling these male calves to the veal industry? Let's find out. Can we find that out? Animal Recovery Mission? Could you do an investigation of the Iowa dairy farmer and see where he is sending his male calves? Because I'm pretty sure he's sending them to veal, but he won't admit it. But even so, if he is sending these little boys to beef farmers, they're still being slaughtered at 12 to 22 months of age. They can live over 20 years, but they're slaughtered very, very young for your food preferences. That's not right. Killing is not right. You don't have to kill, so why kill? You don't have to, but why do you do it? Why do you do it? Oh, for a taste preference. So your taste buds are more important than life itself. Don't come at me with your, I'm pro-life. No, you're not. You're not pro-life if you're not vegan. You're absolutely not pro-life if you're not vegan. So give it up. Give it up. And again, if you think it's okay to consume dairy products, at the very least, you should have to go work in a slaughterhouse killing these little male calves yourself, since you think there's nothing wrong with it. But at the very least, what you could do, you see, this is a screenshot of an undercover investigation at a slaughterhouse where they're slaughtering male calves taken off of dairy cows. This is just a 2-minute video. It's only 2 minutes. If you Google Kinder World Calf Slaughter, you will come across this video. Just watch it, I dare you. Or maybe I'll pull it up right now and maybe let me see before I sign off. Maybe before I sign off, I'll see if I can bring it up and play it for you, because, people don't want to see reality. People want to tell me I'm crazy. People want to defend this and be like, no, there's nothing wrong with dairy. There's nothing wrong with dairy. This is so humane. They kill them quickly. Come on. Well, let's just see. Okay, stay with me for a minute. Just for a minute, stay with me. Because I'm going to show you a little something here. I'm going to show you a little something. Okay, before I sign off. Because, yeah, I have to finish doing my laundry, take a shower, and maybe, possibly get to bed before 1 a.m. So, let me, Kinder World Calf Slaughter. Enter. Oh, there it is. Right there. How easy was that? How easy was that? So let me turn this around. Okay, now prepare yourself for reality. Prepare yourself for reality. All of you dairy consumers. Stay with me. Stay with me for just a minute while I flip this bitch around and show you a little something. Okay, so where is, I always lose this thing. Where did it go? Okay, right there. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, flipped it around. Now I need to take the effect off. My removed so that I can show you the video. Yeah, this video. Yeah, right here. This is what happens to the male calves that are taken off their mothers from the dairy farms. This is what they're doing. These are the male calves that are taken off of the dairy cows. So you can have their baby food in your fucking cereal, in your fucking coffee, on your fucking pizza. So you can sit down and stuff your face with fucking ice cream. This is what has to happen. Wake up. Why the hell are you supporting this? This is so evil and vile. This is what this is dairy. This is dairy. This is dairy. This is evil. Don't ever tell me you're pro-life. Don't ever tell me you're pro-life if you're not vegan. This is what is happening to the babies of other species so you can consume the food that by God was meant for these little babies. You have these little babies killed. Look at this little terrified little calf trying to get the fuck out of this hell that you put them in. You put them through this hell for a fucking cheese pizza. How disgusting. How disgusting that you can do this to an animal and come here on my live stream and defend this evil, vile, disgusting shit. How dare you come on my live stream and defend this sick, demonic behavior. You're defending sick, demonic. Look at this fucking devil. Look at his face. He's enjoying this. This little devil monster here, enjoying killing these little babies so you can consume their baby food. How dare you? This is dairy. This is evil. This is dairy. This is evil. This is dairy. This is evil. Don't come on my live stream ever again defending these monsters. How dare you? How fucking dare you come on my live stream and defend this? This is sick and evil. Don't come to me talking about your fucking God ever. Talk to me about God. Telling me God permits you to do this. Evil, vile shit. Fuck off. Fuck the fuck off. Fuck off. Look at that demon. Look at this fucking devil. Psychotic motherfucker. You want to call me psycho? You want to call me psycho? You're paying this psycho motherfucker right there to do these evil things to these little baby animals. How fucking dare you?
What are you talking about, man?